Hi, I'd like to give you some examples of how the camera works by looking at this 3D table that I created with actually nothing else in the environment. So what you're looking at right now is I've selected the Orbit tool in the Tools palette under Workspace, and I adjusted it so that you can see the little icon of the camera, which is pointing at this three-dimensional object here. Okay, so this small arrow is pointing in the direction that that your camera is looking at. So when you animate that camera, you'll know where you're at in your environment. Under the camera category here, these 4 different choices for camera tools, you've got the track camera, and if I select that, then you can see if I click with my left mouse button and slide back and forth, it's tracking back and forth on one plane, looking at that table. Okay? Or you can go and track up and down. Okay? In order to move forward, closer to your object, or further away, up here you can click on your Z-axis and then use your mouse wheel back and forth, and you can see that your little camera icon is getting closer to or further away from the object. Okay, so that can be ways to animate and control that camera when you're trying to animate it. I'm going to skip over the zoom camera, maybe for now, until you get used to camera. You shouldn't deal with zoom. Zoom, does not track forward, so it's a completely different effect. You can experiment with that after you get used to the camera. And the next one here is for roll. Alright, so if I click with the left mouse button, okay, sorry, I have to click away from the, let me reset the workspace here. So click on the Orbit tool and then click on Reset View. So in order to see roll camera, you're just going to have to, okay, so your object isn't rolling, the camera is actually rolling, and that little icon doesn't display that. Okay, so that's a roll effect, and then you can go up and click Reset here, and we'll need to do that also for the track camera. Click on Reset and you get all the values go back to the default. Okay. And the last one here for pan and tilt, I'll go ahead and I'll click with the left mouse button, go up and down and back and forth, and I will show you what that looks like if you looked at the camera icon. Let me click Reset. Back to the Orbit tool under Workspace so that we can get a look here at the camera. So here's our camera, and then if I click on the camera pan tilt, alright, so you can see that little arrow of the camera is kind of just wobbling around, but the base of it, it's like it's attached right here and not moving. At the back of it, but instead just rolling and wobbling around. Okay, so that's what the camera does. And again, let me just reset view, pan and tilt, so that's the other view of that. Okay, so that just gives you a sense of how your camera operates when you actually start animating with it.